Good morning on the East Coast. Welcome back to the Reclamation Station. For those of you who are new here, thank you for showing up. I have said in all the other videos, if you're here somewhere in the quantum field, your energy decided to come and pair with my energy today. So I'm grateful for that. It's all connected in the ethers, and there is some type of coherence in your field that resonates with my field, and here we are together. So I think that's beautiful when that happens. It's a mystery to me who will show up, and I'm grateful for everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe if what you find in the content here resonates. The Reclamation Station is a community that is solely, its sole purpose is to help us remember our divinity, our birthright, divinely given, I'll say purpose, but it's more than purpose, because purpose is a word that scares people. What's my purpose? I don't know what I'm doing on my purpose. This is more about remembering your divinity, your divine birthright, your sovereignty, your free will. Deprogramming is another way we could say of it. So remembering and deprogramming at the same time. Maybe there's a post on that one day. But it's at its very basic statement. I often say it's when you say yes, you mean yes. When you say no, you mean no. Your mind is not belonging to someone else's. It's your own. You're remembering that you are a aspect of spirit. You are spirit, because if you are believing in the notion that water is consciousness, we're all water. The earth is water, mostly water, with a little bit of other things in there. So we are all in this pool of consciousness. So that makes us godlike. And some people don't like to say that, but we are all co-creators in this pool of water that is trying to remember its divinity, its ability to create, ability to take something from thought to matter. And that's one of the topics for today. So on the station, we do a embodiment practice, a somatic practice to bring us into present moment if we have shown up scattered in any way. We do it in a few ways. We work with water always. I'm not sure what's trying to choke me up here, but I'm going to keep going. Water always. You have a journal, you have a pen, you have some type of oil to call in the celestial fragrance, if you will. So people always say, like, oh, this is rose, right? So where does the fragrance of rose come from? Well, they say the rose. Well, it doesn't totally explain where the fragrance comes from. Yes, the fragrance comes from the rose, but where's the fragrance come from? Before the rose, right? There's where does it just come out of the ethers that we get to smell a rose? Like, I'd love to call on my waters to remember that. But oils are, wow, something's really messing with me. Oils are celestial beings. They're plants that have been condensed into something beautiful, but they are sacred, and they also have a purpose here, a divine purpose here, and they hold the quality of remembering also. So you have your journal, you have your pen, you have your oil, you have your water, you have your voice, and I think that's it. So I'm gonna just start by putting some rose oil in my hand. You can use olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil if you don't have any essential oils, any oil. And we're taking in a grounding breath. I create a chalice or a cup with my hands. I think of it as a chalice. And I'm just taking in some deep breaths. So Gonna join me. In my mind's eye, my breath is unifying my right and left hemisphere. I'm going to create some energy, and then I'm just going to ask my body, where do these anointed hands want to go? Where do these Okay, so I immediately see a place on my body. I'm going to put my hand there. I like to have skin to skin, so this is both embodied and somatic, working with oil. So the oil is helping me remember with my body where my hands need to go, and I'm just going to place my hands there, ask the oils to do whatever the oils would like to do in this, what I would say, right lower kidney area of my body. And I'll leave my hands there for just a few more seconds. Wherever your hands are, thank your anointed hands for finding the place. Say thank you. Ask that as you move your hands, the work continues and frees up and creates space on whatever is needed there, or that you have direct and divine guidance on what to do next about the place where your hands needed to go. If you sit long enough, something will come. You will get an answer. Next, we're going to take our vessel of water, and we're going to restructure our water. We're going to place the water midline here on our body, signifying the unification, masculine and feminine, runs along the midline. And so place the water in a very balanced place over my heart. I'm going to say a prayer over my water, and it's basically asking Holy Sophia to descend upon these waters. Rahu Kadusha. Elchemaya Tanakati. Rahu Kadusha. Elchemaya Tanakati. Rahu Kadusha. Elchemaya Tanakati. She's also, like, as I'm saying in there, she's saying, don't let me go. So I'm not going to let the water go. I also want you'll notice on the video, and this happens automatically, it could be happening to you, which I wonder if you would notice, but my body on its own, when I dropped in to pray over my water, began to rock back and forth like this. So the more and more embodied you become, the more of these subtle things you will notice, you will remember, you will reclaim. There's something in the rocking that my body's remembering. And what I know about this particular rocking that my body's doing is a gesture and a prayer. So if you think of many traditions, when we're praying, we're often doing I'm going to exaggerate now, this is not me, but the body often goes, and they say the prayer, right? You're honoring, you're respecting, you're bowing to. My body just started rocking and revering and respecting water. So notice what your body's doing. That is part of what we're trying to trace here. The specific topic that we're going to talk about relates to what just happened, but it happens all the time, but I'm becoming more and more attuned, more and more remembering. My body is communicating to me the more I work with water and water. I'm just going to say the more I work with water. So when I hold my water, also I'm going to do my Bija Sounds over my heart. The Bija Sounds we chant in a row. It aligns the chakras. You can do it as many times as you want. I'm going to do it one time through. On the end of the mantra, I'm going to hold my lips a little bit longer because it creates the sound, which is a humming, which is a vibration, which creates coherence and resonance in my body. And connecting into the field is all about coherence and resonance. So embodied coherence, resonance, all ways that accelerate your ability to remember. Scattered energy, like a scattered Wi-Fi, does not remember. You can't pull in a signal with a low with a low connection, right? So building up resonance, building up coherence, building up your light body. This is part of helping to reclaim and restore your divinity and helping you remember, helping all of us remember. So I'm going to go through the Bija sounds one time through. Lam, 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 lam. Vam, 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 vam. Ram, 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 ram. Yum, 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 yum. Hum, 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 hum. Om, 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 om. Take a sip of our structured water. So, completing the Bija sounds, we have created a vibration in our body, restructured water in our body, restructured water in the vessel that we have. Created a level of coherence, a level of resonance in our nervous system that was likely not there prior to. So for the journal entry today, you can do this, stop the video again and do it, or you can watch the video all the way through. Do it however you like it, but it really is my desire for people who are watching not to watch this as a spectator, not to watch it as a way of being entertained. The whole desire is that you become a participant and an embodiment of your own divinity, and in working with water and your body and somatic practices, you're going to start to remember things. You just will. What are things? It's hard to know. These are going to be inspirations. These are going to be a lot of things connected to your next few steps that you would take. You're going to get your intuition ramped up. So please participate. That's the invitation here. The journal prompts today, so you have your paper, and on one side of your paper, you would say, the question is, where is my mind? So on one side of the paper, write, where is my mind? Line down the middle. On the other side of the paper, you would ask yourself, where is my body? So the two prompts, we work with polarities, always working with polarities. Everything is as above, so below. So where's my mind? So where's my body? And the invitation is a question I get asked a lot. People say, what do you mean by embodiment? What do you mean by embodiment? Somatic embodiment. To me, it's just a very simple statement. Embodiment means to me placing my mind where my body is. Embodiment to me is placing my mind where my body is. So if I'm thinking about something in the future, or I'm thinking about something in the past, I'm likely not fully embodied. I'm likely fragmented somewhere in my resonance field. People also call it presence, mindfulness, but embodiment is more connected to the flesh in that I'm not distracted. So building up the capacity and awareness to remain embodied helps you in every single situation in your life. So the more embodied you are, clearer the channel, clearer the messages, less triggering, less hijacking of your mind. It's hard to hijack the mind of someone who is embodied and present. Their mind is where their body is. It's much easier to destabilize somebody when you split their thinking, or you put them in fear, or you put them projecting them in the future, or projecting them in past trauma. It's easy to control the mind, and it's a military tactic also. So the further that you cultivate your ability to be where your mind is, that your body and mind are together in the same place. You're not future tripping, you're not living in the past. You're placing your mind where your body is. Try that right now. Just like feel the energy of like, there's my mind and there's my body. You feel stronger. Automatically you feel stronger. You have collected the energy of where it may have leaked out in the past, leaked out in the future, wherever it has leaked out to the conversation you had this morning, leaked out. If you're ruminating over the conversation you had with your significant other or a family member or a friend this morning, your mind is not where your body is. You are less embodied, more able to be controlled, more able to be programmed by what you're seeing on the news, more able to be programmed by what you're watching on TV, more able to be programmed by when you walk outside and hear conversations or anything. You're just more easily susceptible to having thoughts that are not of your own. Much more inspiration, intuition, awareness comes to you when you place your mind where your body is. So that's what the video is today. It's very simple about where's my mind, where's my body, and take the time in the next few days that when you're going about your day, just stop yourself and say, where's my mind right now? Where's my body? And get really aware of that and try to have more moments when you can say, oh, my body's here and my mind is here also. So we always end on a message from the oracles. And I don't use these oracles per se with this prescription that they're offered. I get the cards and then I intuit. I say, So Mother Mary is the one card that fell out, and sacred sexuality. Mother Mary represents the deepest, most comforting type of love. Like Sophia, she's one of the great comforters. So she's thought of like the Sophia as one of the great comforters. Mary Magdalene, whose deck this is, isn't necessarily described as a comforter. She is a badass, get up on your horse like Joan of Arc, courageous instigator of reclamation, where Mary is a great comforter. And sacred sexuality is not about the act. I don't know if I can show this, actually. I might get kicked off. It's not about that sex per se. It's more about the unification of masculine and feminine. And both of these things require both the type of comforting that Mary gives cannot be given if you have a scattered brain. You cannot be a comforting presence. Presence requires embodiment. It would be very hard for you to be a comforting presence to someone with a scattered, disembodied state. Same for being in partnership with someone or the unification of your masculine. Hard to do, hard to be embodied when you are living in a place where your mind and your body are not together. So these cards make perfect sense to me. I hope that they do to you. you may, when I pull these cards, have your own quick, boom, spontaneous, this is what the card means to me. Go with that even over what I say. Go with what your awareness is letting you know. These cards will mean something different to everybody, possibly. I'm just sharing what comes through for me. That was a lot, so I'm gonna take it back. This one is like really wild, so I'm not gonna pick up what came off the floor. I'm going to put it back together. I'm just looking at the other ones that fell because it's all interesting what falls, but I'm going to be more calming when I'm shuffling. I like to have the one that comes, but I don't want to use all the time up on the shuffle. And I just landed on yellow rose. And that is card 18, which is a 9. And I will, on the yellow rose right away for me is making me think of warmth, the power of the sun, the meaning of the yellow rose. It's the card asks you how to see through the lens of a sovereign queen. So that's what the card is asking. How to see, sight, the rays of light, the sun. How to see as a sovereign queen. And sovereignty absolutely requires us to place our mind where our body is. To feel sovereign in your body, you would want to feel wholly embodied. Again, if you think about connecting to the internet and a weak connection, like, it is hard to complete anything with a weak connection. And so connecting and placing your mind where your body is, it almost makes you want to sit up straighter. So that's what we're working with on this post. We're working with understanding a way to describe embodiment, a way to work with your waters and the waters that you're basking in the ethers, so that your field, your light body, becomes more coherent and in resonance, allowing you to remember and reclaim your own divinity. Ram Ram.